Hi, welcome to Moments with Mimi, and today we're going to talk about the law of vibration. The law of vibration is that you are vibrating a frequency, so your energy, you are a frequency and you are vibrating, and what you're vibrating is your state of consciousness and the sum total of your heart. Everything you believe, everything you've ever thought of, all the lessons you've learned, this is what you're vibrating. Now, some people don't realize that when they touch things, when they write things, when they're talking, that vibration is there. It's that drum beat underneath. It's kind of why we love drums. Everybody loves drums. So, whether it's Gene Krupa drumming or anyone else, everybody loves the drums. The other thing is when you're vibrating, others who are like you and vibrate the same thing, the like attracts like. So that's how you draw these people to you. You're vibrating it, they're vibrating it. And that's one of the reasons we love line dancing. There's not a culture in the world that doesn't have some kind of line dance. And there's just all kinds. For us in Texas, it's the two-step. We just love the two-step. The waltz, all these things are of imagination. So when you are dancing or you are singing or you're listening to that vibration that you really love, that drum beat, you are in imagination at that time. No sats required or any of that other stuff. Most people don't get it. You are imagining all the time. There's not a moment in the day when you're not. You're always thinking of something, and it doesn't matter if you're driving the car, washing dishes, gardening. For me, the hard part is to not imagine and focus on the weeding or focus on, doing other stuff, because I'm always telling myself stories in my head. So I tend to sing little ditties and go into song and do little things like that. When you write letters, whether it's an email, whether it's a comment on a social media site, it doesn't matter what it is, whatever you're doing, your vibration is touching that. So if you think, for example, you always get eggshells in your scrambled eggs, you're vibrating that. So that when you crack that egg, a little piece of the shell goes in that scrambled egg and you don't see it, and you pour it in there because you believe you always get an eggshell in your eggs, and that's what you vibrate. So it's your state of consciousness, and that is what you're vibrating. So when you change your state of consciousness, then your vibration changes, and then what gets attracted to you changes, and all these changes start happening. So one of the main things you need to focus on when you're changing your state of consciousness is your response. What is your response to things? What is your response to this or that or the other? Are you talking like the old man, or are you talking like the new man? The new man, for example, you lost some money and you really don't have that much money. Instead of worrying about it and trying to find it, just figure, oh well, somebody else needed it more than I did. I'll find it sooner or later, or it'll come to me, multiplied because somebody else needed it. And this is, you know, the important thing, the response. So a good example of this is the back and forth you're seeing right now between the Democrats and the Republicans, and one side perceives what he said as racist, but only a racist sees race. So, that comes back to those old sayings, the pot calling the kettle black. And it also is on the other side, that vibration that they're judging is getting hairs up on the other side. Don't judge me, and boom. So then you get this. So the important thing is to, if you don't like that, just see them both as dancing together. Hearing those drum beats, moving along. You can do it in any kind of way. See them differently. So as you take on that your imagination is God himself in you, and you and God are one, your vibration is changing, and the manifesting is becoming faster because you've accepted who you are, and you don't worry about it anymore because God's doing it, and you asked for it, and you're God, and you asked yourself for it, and you gave it to yourself. Yes, that's what's happening. And then you're thankful to yourself for that. And this, you just keep doing this and keep doing this, and eventually all that vibration comes together, and you end up swinging. So it's more about, pick the state of consciousness you want to wear, because that's what you're going to vibrate. Now, a lot of people have lumped all these laws together, and they think if I think money, I will receive money. Well, you will. You will. But it's not this law doing it. You're not vibrating money. Okay? You're not. You're vibrating your state of consciousness. So you imagined having money. The law of liberty kicks in. Oh, she wants money. Here you go. And you get it, bypassing all the beliefs, all the other laws. Goodbye. Here you go. But now all your beliefs kick in. And the state of consciousness that you're wearing is, you know, I got to save this money because there might not be any tomorrow. You want to be poor? Okay, here, have another bill. Because that's what hoarding money is. You're hoarding love. Money is a medium of exchange, and what you're exchanging is love and ideas. That's what money is. Money makes the world go round. Money is love. I love the idea of that purse. Holding all my stuff, I'm buying that purse. Oh my gosh. Yes, a car is a car, but I love that Bentley. I love that Bentley. Oh man, I love driving that Bentley. I love it. You know, I'm going to get the Bentley. Am I going to keep the Bentley? Well, my state of consciousness is that I'm wealthy and I can have whatever I want. The world is inside me. So, everything is mine and I love it all. So, yes, I'm going to get that Bentley, and everything I need to have that Bentley is coming to me. I'm vibrating it. I am believing it. I am knowing it. And so it comes. So the law of vibration is important, but it's not what a lot of people think it is. They're actually using the law of liberty, and then it arrives and their beliefs kick in, their state of consciousness, their character, the character they're playing, and they wonder why it all leaves, and now they need more, and they're having to go back to the well. They're having to keep going back to the law of liberty, and that gets tiring. Okay, you need to change the state of consciousness if you don't want to have to keep going back to the well. So this is why Neville Goddard in particular, in fact, I have to say only Neville Goddard ever emphasized this, is the state of consciousness that you're wearing, and you change it. You change it to be what you want it to be, and stop believing in God and start believing as God. That is the state of consciousness that is the all-encompassing Joseph and the coat of many colors. That is the state of God. So if you can get into the habit of reminding yourself every time you hear the word God or you say the word God, my imagination, imagination, my imagination, that gets you more into the feeling that it's you doing it and not something outside of you, because the word God has all kinds of connotations to it, and that is a really big battle for a lot of people. So it's also important in changing the way you see I. I am, yes, Rita. I am Rita. I'm playing the role of Rita. Rita's magnificent. Rita is wonderful. Rita is the best messenger ever. So that's me, and that's what I vibrate, and these are the things that I draw to me. Rita's always wealthy. Rita lives in prosperity and abundance and riches. Just look around. It's everywhere. And the state of wealth, the state of consciousness of wealth is, you don't even think about it. It's there. It's like the air you breathe. It's like the water you drink. It's always there. It's always wonderful, and you don't even think about it. So that is a state of consciousness of wealth. So these are the different kinds of states you need to think about. What state do you want to wear? What do you want to be? You can be anything you want. You just have to pick it and know that that the law of vibration is working through that state. Now, there's only one consciousness, and you are a cell inside the one man with the one consciousness. There's one imagination. It is your higher self that is doing all this. You can't see that higher self pulling all these strings and everything together. That's why it's ineffable, and you just trust that it's going to happen. The other thing is, you sleep for a long time, and you're setting the stage for the one man in all that time. So everything you've done is to help that man wake up, and you are part of that man. You're a cell in that man. So as each cell comes to become one with God, because God entered into every atom of this man's being, and you are one of those cells in that man's being, then it's, up to you to say, okay, I'm one with God, and now I vibrate this, and only good comes to me. Everything is good. There's not a bad thing out there. No one can hurt me. It's me. So if you vibrate that St. Christopher's medal is saving you, then you're vibrating a victim state of consciousness. If you're vibrating, if you believe the universe does it for you, well, then you're vibrating a victim state of consciousness. And you may be manifesting right and left, all this other stuff, but you've still given something that was created the credit. And as the Bible says, all the credit's going to go to God, and He's going to have mercy. So you are forgiven for whatever it is, that you might think is horrible. And you're actually perfect. Humans love to go around saying, well, nobody's perfect. Wrong. Everybody's perfect. Everybody's perfect. They're all beautiful and wonderful and perfect. So, I mean, they have to be. God is perfect. We're all perfect. We've just been telling ourselves scary stories, and that's the human side of us who tends to react to the outside world. And we're coming to learn to love the imagination side of us, and the two, imagination and human, become one. And it's just magnificent because you learn that that adversary, the one that was scaring you all the time, is really your best friend and has been your messenger all along and bringing you gifts and wonderful things that led you here. So if you can try to keep that in focus instead of dropping down into the details, that's going down into the vision. And you see it all the time, you know, like, you know, homosexuals. I'm sorry. They just have gone down into division, and I've never seen such a downward spiral into division happen so fast. It's just amazing. Screw it. I don't care what you call yourself, and I certainly don't care what you do in your bedroom. All of that's private. You're a human being, okay? You do whatever you want in your bedroom. Whatever you want, you go right ahead. But if you think that you respect yourself and love yourself because you dress up as a woman and you have a beard and a mustache, well, okay. Now, that's fine if that's how you want to be in your bedroom. But when you leave the bedroom, make up your mind. Are you going to be a man or a woman? If you're going to be a woman, be the best fashionista you can be. Hello. And if you're going to be a man, know that you're the greatest looking man there is. And everybody wants to be with you. You don't need others to validate that you're good. That's the problem. That's a victim mentality. So every one of these people who, oh, it's Gay Awareness Month. No, that's Victim Month. I'm not going to listen to you be a victim. You're a beautiful human being, and if you think you need to march around and others need to, validate your existence, then okay, go ahead and beat yourself up. I personally am not going to see you that way. You are not that way. You are God and man, and you're magnificent. And you're beautiful just the way you are. Just the way you are. Now, I see you as respecting yourself. So I see you shaving that beard and mustache and dressing like a fashionista. Or I see that you respect yourself and love yourself and you dress up like a man and think you're magnificent. It really doesn't matter what I see it as. That's me. Okay? And if you're asleep, then you will do as I command. But if you're awake, then you need to recognize that you've been victimizing yourself. There's not a thing wrong with you. You're perfect. It doesn't matter what you do in your bedroom. It doesn't matter what job you have. It doesn't matter. None of that matters. And that's all the outside. You wanted to experience it. You like it. You love it. Okay, great. That's wonderful. To know who you are and accept it is wonderful. So the story of the gay person who comes out of the closet and accepts who they are, that's amazing and wonderful. Good for you. Good for you. That's who you are. And that's the state of consciousness you vibrate. So all those things come together. So a lot of people think, also, and it comes back to the vibration, that the Bible states that, homosexuality is an abomination. It doesn't say that. It doesn't say that anywhere. Okay? Every role is in the Bible, including homosexuals. It's all God. That's God you're trashing. So don't trash them just because they're different. That's what's beautiful about it. If we were all the same, it would be one boring story, don't you think? Of course it would be. We're all different, and that's the story. We're all different, but we're the same. It's a continual paradox. You can't put effort into the imagined wish. You just wish it and then go. Forget about it, and it comes. When you consciously do it, at first you struggle and you fight. And why am I getting this? And why isn't this appearing? Because you're fighting it. Cut it out. Okay? And on top of that, if you keep doing sats and all that other stuff, then you're just saying, don't have this yet, don't have this. They have to listen to you. They can't get to work until you shut up and let them get to it. Okay? You're still vibrating that victim. That victim who was hurt so bad that they turned within and said, how did I do this to myself? They're led to these laws, and go ahead, go save yourself. And you begin to do that, but the one thing you really want to be saved from isn't happening. Well, that's because you're still a vibrating victim. It's the law of vibration, and you're trying to force it. You've gone to the law of liberty. It's coming regardless. You're playing red light, green light. Okay? Cut it out. Just let it go and let it come. So that's what people mean by let it go, and work on yourself, because you need to work on your vibration. Not so that what you've imagined will come to you quicker, but so that when it comes, you have a better experience than the one you've been having. So I hope this helps. Blessings to you. I want to thank all my patrons. They're wonderful. If you like this content, please come on by the Patreon page. It's in a link down below. And think about supporting us. You know the drill. I'm not going to sit here every video and say like and subscribe. If you like this, if you love it, then you'll subscribe and hit the bell. Pretty simple. So thank you, and blessings to you. And I hope you have a magnificent day. Blessings to all.